Long ago, a crystal of ancient mana came to rest at the center of the world. From it, magic spread across every corner of existence. Creature rose beneath open skies, across untamed lands, and within the deepest seas. Life and mystery grew wherever its power reached, all of it bound together by one source, the Mana Heart. Hey guys, welcome to my second episode of the Mana Heart series. And first of all, I want to thank you all for all your support. This episode is called Earthkin, since today we're going to be designing a creature for this land, the land of Leto from last episode. Now, last episode was a little bit of a rocky beginning, so my plan is for from now on is to be able to clear things up and start filling things into this landscape, because last episode was a little bit all over the place, both creatures and trying to explain what this place is about. So today we're going to start a little bit smaller and starting from this particular creature or particular terrain. And right now I'm in the search of designing this golem, which I call the Earthkin. Here you can see on my screen that I'm trying to figure out what we could do to make this thing look interesting in terms of shape design of the creature. Now, this episode about this creature here, before I started the YouTube channel, I've been drawing this type of golem multiple times and trying to figure out how I can make it look more mystic and ancient, so that it kind of symbolizes what Leto is about, of it being a lost country of this universe. I do have already something in mind from the get-go. Now that we really started to get into the nitty-gritty of the Mana Heart series, I want to be able to give it more emphasis of how I portray it now, because I remember I drew it about like a year ago, so I want to see how my thought process of it, how it should be of the present day is, so like give it a better understanding of where I want to go about my own creation. So figuring out the design language, the shape language of the creature is the first step right now, as you can see on the screen. So, and I also want to also make up for my last illustration, like the woodland that I drew, that I create this green, like some sort of creature or some sort of statue in the middle of the forest. I also want to be able to redesign for that, so giving it more like clear vision of what that was, because last time was very vague and I didn't quite like it. So the Earthkin would definitely make up for that what's it called, inconsistency or the vagueness that we had. So now we have the Earthkin as a golem, and the visual is going to be very clear. So if you look here, that it start coming together, figuring out what type of facial or non-facial feature this creature should have, how big it should be, like what type of the broadness of its body, and trying to make sure that it fits to what I require of this design. So it took me multiple tries, but that's a part of being a concept artist. It's gonna need some time. It's like kneading a dough and then make it soft, make it all blend together, make it balanced with all the mixtures. So that's what I'm trying to do here, is to search and keep searching, spend some time, enjoy the process, trying not to stress about it. Keep it loose as much as I can during the concept process. So eventually I've turned up with this statue, this humanoid statue that has a little bit of facial features that show that it is some sort of bound to the earth, and this ceramic armor to display that is come from Earth, and that's why I love the name Earthkin. It is to be a part, to come from the Earth itself. And eventually I will tell you a little bit about the lore of the Earthkin as we go on about this design. So eventually I've come to this humanoid statue with 2 legs but the lack of arms, and I had a very good reason of why I did that choice, but if I tell that, I would spoil a whole lot. So, or I would also spoil the ability of this creature. So I want to keep that as hidden for you guys for the moment, and I will connect that through somewhere along in the future. It is important for me to keep something not clear for the audience as well, and or else if you tell everything, the writing would lose its aura, and I want to be able to keep something secrets and something that we can also wonder about what is it for, what that purpose of that thing is. Yeah, so eventually I have cracked some sort of understanding of like, okay, this is where I want to be. The head of the creature should have a nostril showing a little bit of a human feature, and as well a lack of arms, 2 stomper of legs, and as well some sort of armor pieces for the crotches and for the shoulder and the chest, and then should have some sort of texture of a ceramic armament. I also kind of take my time to just figure out what now that we have this clear vision, is there anything else that I could possibly explore furthermore, just to make sure that I have chosen the design. I'm pretty happy with it. So, but no, I told myself we can keep designing this all day long, but eventually we'll have to decide on something, because you're giving too much. I'm giving myself too much time and too much time frame that the decision making will be dulling if you don't make a choice right now. So I just say, okay, now that we are somewhat clear, let's go on to the last take on the Earthkin design. So here you can see I'm gonna start rendering out the Earthkin, what type of look I want to go for. I actually liked a lot when it comes to having a normal feet, looking like our normal human feet, but I noticed that's it's gonna look a lot goofier, and the legs have a lot this human anatomy too, with the calves muscle and thigh muscle. So I just go in and actually just keep it like a stump, like a tree stump, and actually I really like that, because this creature should symbolize some sort of strength, some sort of sturdiness that is bound to the ground and should sprout root to keep itself steady. And that's what I was trying to get out of this creature here. So the Earthkin is finally finished, and I'm actually pretty happy about it. I like the moss that is on the creature itself. It kind of it's something that if it's not broken, don't fix it, and it looks great on this creature. And I've chosen ceramic because a golem, for me, I see it as a ceramic creature of earth itself, and it probably have this small minerals stuck onto it. It's not like a pure clay. It's built out of multiple type of dirt, different colored dirt, and should be a remnants of what we call cracks and break over the centuries. Who knows how long this creature has been alive? I call it creature because I'm not sure what else I should call it. Maybe automaton. I'm not sure if there's a good better word for it. I think I'm gonna stick with the creature actually. So once I have reached a frontal design, the front of the design of this creature, it's important for me to also explore the back of it, figuring out, having a good visual of what the back looked like, making sure I draw it out because it's not as like, sure, I'm not sitting in the studio and making it clear for my subordinate, but it's important for me to know fully and understand fully what this creature looks like, what it looks like from the back, and also from a semi side angle to figure out like, okay, what's the volume of this piece of this of the creature design, because figuring out all these angles would make me much more clearer when I'm gonna draw it in some sort of illustration or some sort of demonstration to somebody else, that like I have understood my design and this is how I can remember it. So let me read you the lore of the Earthkin for you. Across the world stand the silent forms of the Earthkin, colossal humanoid figures, clad in hardened ceramic like clay armor. As though sculpted from the earth itself, their body resemble ancient statues shaped by time, cracked by age, and often covered in moss, soil, and creeping plants. They stand between 10 to 15 meters tall, approximately 32 to 49 feet tall, towering over the landscape, yet blending naturally into it. They can be found across nearly every land, in valleys, on plains, deep within forests, and sometimes half buried in deserts and mountainsides. Some stand alone while others are scattered across entire regions, yet no two appears exactly the same. Despite their presence throughout the world, very little is truly known about them. Every Earthkin shares the same strange form. Both arms are missing, and from their shoulder grow thick roots that burrow deep into the ground. These roots twist into the soil as if the giants themselves are part of the land. The Earthkin rarely move, most remain still for generations, standing like statues in an endless slumber. Because of this, many people believe that they are nothing more than ancient monument left behind by some forgotten age. Yet, stories persist. Some travelers and villagers claim they have seen an Earthkin slowly shifting its posture, turning its head while walking across the horizon like a moving hill of clay and stone. These moments are rare and often happen far away from civilization. Different cultures hold their own beliefs about what Earthkin truly are. Some say the statue are a vessel that hold the spirits of ancient warriors, their soul bound within clay and stone to watch over the world long after their time has passed. Others believe the Earthkin are watchers of the natural order, silent guardians that awaken only when something threatens the balance of nature. No one truly knows why they move, or what purpose they serve. Many believe the Earthkin are not creatures in the usual sense, but rather living extensions of the earth itself, manifestation of the world's deeper forces given form. They do not rule the land, nor do they seem to act with an intention that mortals can understand. Most of the time, they simply stand, silent, still, and slumbering with the world. Okay, so to emphasize furthermore on the Earthkin, I want to be able to show the western region of Leto, and it's very important for me to make sure that you guys understand where we are and make sure it is clear, and I want to make sure that it's put together with all the elements. Now that we have the Earthkin, now we've talked about the woodland, we talked about the jagged rock spiral. I want to show that spot on the map, what it looks like a little bit closer and more down to the ground, more from a perspective. Again, I use this my understanding from Feng Zhu again, of how I should create textures and terrains, from how he uses brush strokes, and it works just fine. It works super nice. And other than that, I learned to make sure I use other textured brush, ink brush, grass brush, as well as my own, like my trusty flat marker, and it works until today to create interesting textures to things. And I'm very pleased with this one here. So this one is about the northwestern region of the Monoheart, no, not the Monoheart, but of Leto. So let's fill in on the last bits of this video about the western region of Leto. Before reaching the great crater in the western lands of Leto lies a wide valleys known as Lethora Vale. The land there consists of rolling grasslands, scattered trees, and distant slopes that gradually lead towards a more unusual landscape. The vales serve as a natural stretch of the land that leads towards the crater beyond. Past the vale lies the Aetherfall Basin, a vast crater believed to be the aftermath of a powerful impact long ago. The force that struck the land shattered the earth, forcing a massive shard of stone upward into a towering spike-like formation that now rises across the crater. These jagged pillars stretch towards the sky like broken fragments of the ground itself. Inside the basin, the soil is rich with minerals, allowing dense vegetation to grow across the crater floor. Grasses and other plant life spread between the towering stone spikes, filling the basin with life despite the event that once shaped the land. Together, Lethora Vale and Aetherfall Basin form one of the most distinctive landscape in the western region of Leto. Okay, so we have reached the end of the video now, and I want to thank you all for your support. There is so many things to clear up for my first map here in Leto, and all the creatures that we need to fill in, all the small, medium, and large creatures I want to add on to this. So what I'm gonna do from now on is to work on smaller videos, like maybe every single Tuesday I'll do a 5 minutes video where I just do a speed draw and do a full good render of the creatures that maybe we have already covered, and some of them maybe we have not covered yet, so that you guys get to see like what visions of this the Monoheart series, what type of creatures we have in there. So some maybe not be ending up in the story, but we'll have some sort of activity going on in this channel, because waiting this long for another episode would probably be a little bit boring for you guys to, you know, I'm not sure how fast it should be yet, but this is a speed I kind of want to keep it. 2 weeks time, but actually having some sort of content going on frequently, smaller contents, because doing big videos like this is also like draining for my own sanity, doing both illustration, sound, and composing all this video. So I would think that eventually throughout this season, I want to call it a season of Leto, there will be a conclusion video by the end. But that could change. We don't know how it's gonna be yet, but at the end we're gonna conclude everything on the map and summarize everything all together. So we still have to cover now we have the Earth Spiral. We have to go into the Earth Spiral. We have to go into more of the woodlands, as well as the Wilder Glacial, as well as the southern part and the hot spring part. So we're still like, I'm gonna go through all of that more clear. We got a little bit now on the western region, which I'm very happy about. So thank you again for tuning in to my second episode of the Monoheart series. I appreciate you all for having time to watch my content. So we'll see each other again in the future, and yeah, you'll hear from me soon enough. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Oh, yeah. Do check out my first episode for you who just got here to my second episode, and I will link it right here on the video. So just click on that and you'll get a more clearer vision of where we are in the Monoheart series. Thank you.